Our next presenter is a licensed teacher and computer engineer. Engineer John Roy V Galvez brings a unique blend of industry expertise and pedagogical passion to his work. As a former Department of Science and Technology scholar giving back to his country, he transitioned from a role of Accenture to become special science teacher. His TCC project Aura Lit, is on AI-powered reading assistant designed to tackle the Philippines' critical literacy crisis. This ambitious initiative is grounded in his proven experience mentoring students to create award-winning innovations, including AI-integrated robots and smart learning devices that have earned global recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. John Roy V Galvez from the Philippines.
Good afternoon, everyone. So while preparing my presentation, I just want to say that I'm very proud to be part of this event, this summit. So actually, I just flew from Brunei, then to Manila before going here, just by presenting this actual project together with other directors from Southeast Asia. So, what happens to a child age 15 if they cannot read? Or will they confidently read instructions? Are they able to understand legal forms? Or are they able to comprehend a basic job offer? So I am John Roy V Galvez, and I'm proud to show you my innovation, AI-based solution, the project Aura Lit, which is our autonomous reading assistant for literacy intervention and transformation. So it is an AI-powered reading assistant designed to support learners struggling with reading comprehension and vocabulary. So this project is our bold response to our national crisis in the Philippines. Next slide. According to the 2022 Program for International Student Assessment, the reading score of the Philippines is 347, which is far below the 476 average as reported by Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So this gap means that almost a third of the Filipinos struggle with tasks that requires reading. So these statistics reflect the real issues and challenges within the Philippines. Next slide. So as a snapshot, for my school, Camarines Sur National High School, this is one of the biggest schools in the Bicol region with 10,000 students or enrollees for this academic year. So the reality is that the student-teacher ratio in our school is 45 students is to 1. So the challenge of providing intervention and remediation for students are really a luxury. So the problem also in our school is we do lack digital tools and we cannot maximize the digital landscape provided. Like we do have phones, computers, and desktop, but we do not have the actual tools, the educational technology that can help the students learn more on these materials. So teachers are overloaded with tasks and they do not have time to understand more of these existing tools and like the ChatGPT, the Claude, and the Gemini. So majority of the students really do struggle with vocabulary and comprehension. How do we know this? This is because during enrollment, we conduct rapid literacy assessment as part of the enrollment process where we identify the current reading level of the students. So students below the threshold are not able to enroll for that specific grade level unless they meet the specific requirement. So this project also addresses the SDG for quality education so that students are able to learn and are able to read confidently. Next. So why artificial intelligence? So this allows us for a kind of educational support that human teachers cannot simply sustain at a scale. So I actually have the video so that you can see the actual prototype or the proof of concept of my application. So while waiting, with the AI or the actual platform that I've created, so students are able to upload text, then they can automatically adjust the level of difficulty. If the student wants the text to be converted into easy words, so that easy words are like grade 1 to 3, then difficult words like words from grade 6 to 8, then difficult for high schools and adult learners. So the system also adjusts aside from adjusting the difficulty, it generates questions. So what questions do we have here? We have the typical multiple choice question. We also have WH questions and true or false, depending on the number of items that the student wants to test himself or herself during the learning process. Because students can use this application everywhere and anytime that they have connection to the internet. Okay? So this is based on the various educational framework, the cognitive load theory, which highlights that the content must be broken into chunks so that student can learn it more and easier. The Vygotsky ZPD, or the zone of proximal development, which highlights that deliver contents just beyond the student current ability. Okay? So scaffolding via AI-driven modules. So with this material, the students can learn easily during their free times or even after school programs or intervention or remediation given by the schools. Then progress-based personalization. This is because in my platform, I created analytics so that the teacher can manage or see how the students perform. Do they get scores well? And what specific type of tool they're using? And for example, they're using the simplification of text at a specific time? Or are they using or maximizing the potential of the quizzes in this specific topic? For instance, the science or physics or the different materials uploaded by the students. So next slide. So the objective really of the hourly is to enhance vocabulary comprehension. So by providing definitions, examples, as well as translation. Because in my platform, we can easily translate the material uploaded by the students or pasted by the students in different language or dialect that you want to explore. And even the questions will adjust. If you translated the language to, for example, the Thai language, it will adjust also the different questions based on that. So the second is we apply the natural language processing for learning personalization. So to assess the reading patterns and suggest personalized content for the students. Third is to improve student motivation. So through motivation, we provide different badges for the students, so they're encouraged more to have a friendly competition with their peers. So we can create a leaderboard that can see how they perform with their peers or even classmates, as designed by the professor or the teachers managing the system. And next is, we empower teachers by giving them the live dashboard, as mentioned. So who will use the platform? So this is targeted for 12 to 16-year-old students, basically grade 7 to 10 or junior high school levels, because they are the one who struggle with reading. Then teachers managing more than 45 learners inside the classroom. So in my class, I do have 30 students in one section, but some of my classes have 46, 47. Then the context is for large public high schools that don't have the need to provide one-on-one intervention with their students. Okay, so next slide. So this is my system architecture. The user will upload a PDF file, or in my proof of concept, I uploaded a text file. Then using the GPT or generative pre-trained transformer, it extracts the vocabulary, it creates contextual dictionary, text simplification, and auto-generated quizzes. So this is all based on the varying level selected by the students themselves. So you may ask me, what if same student uploaded the same material? Will it generate differently or the same? The answer is differently. So even if I uploaded the same material with my classmates, the style and the questions will be different, so that it adjusts to the capability of the learner studying the material for himself or herself. So next. So for the pilot plan, I planned this to have 200 students first. Then I plan also to train 30 teachers. Of course, those who are focused with language or literacy. Then baseline and post assessment. So to have a more comprehensive results, we need to have a baseline assessment on the traditional learning process, or traditional learning, the typical learning conducted inside the classroom, and the rapid literacy assessments. Then I aim to compare the result of the intervention created by this platform. Then feedback loops. Of course, we do expect that the application is not a complete application. So it needs to go back to the problem statement and improve or add additional feature as needed. Next. So for the curriculum and language localization, we also have Filipino and Bicolano integration because we're targeting our own students, so we need to incorporate the dialect, which is Bicolano. Then that Ed K-12 aligned text. We do have a current curriculum, the K-12 curriculum in the Philippines, which I want to integrate also in my platform. Then contextual scenarios. I actually plan to have more type of questions and incorporate essay type questions to highlight the high-level thinking skills of my students. Next. So for the timeline, I have this 12 months, the research and development and localization for 3 months, the pilot testing and training for 4 to 6 months, the data analysis for months 7 to 9, and the rollout planning in 10 to 12 months. I do believe that this can be done because of during my presentation in Brunei, I do have connections with the other directors that wants to provide support for my schools. Next. So for the budget allocation, I just put it here because this is the ideal budget allocation. But in reality, we do not have that money to sustain my application. So hopefully, for the budget allocation, it can be met by my clients. Next. So for the ethical and legal safeguards, we follow Data Privacy Act, anonymize the information of the students, and just show information critical to the application for the teachers. Then next. It's that.
You start off your problem with looking at the literacy level using PISA. So by having the AI tool to help personalized learning, I think that's very, very important, very interesting concept, particularly using the scaffolding principle in guiding that. I'm sure the idea can be implemented and you may achieve your goal. But when you mentioned PISA as the main thing, in PISA, for reading literacy, it doesn't only look at reading per se, whether they can read word by word, sentence, and so on. It also relates to many other things. For instance, for PISA also they look at the ability to relate text to images, graph, figures, and general knowledge. How can you take this into consideration in your existing model to make it better?
So for my model, I actually highlight the part where students upload their material. Okay? But for the vocabulary part, actually, when the student uploaded the material and choose the difficulty level, if easy, average, or difficult, the vocabulary itself will generate through the GPT, and if you open that, it will show images and translation so the students can learn more on that specific word. For example, the photosynthesis. If the students don't know what photosynthesis is, it will show us video or images in the actual vocabulary word, so that student can learn more of it with the links and the references, as well as the different, the pronunciation. So it will be guided, because in my platform also, I use text-to-speech approach, so that the students will learn more and enjoy more of learning. I think that's right.
And very interesting. You did a great job explaining a big problem in your country, offering smart solution in using that. I have two questions for you. Why did you choose Camarines? Is the name school?
Yeah.
Camarines Sur National High School as the pilot location. Do you think this school represents the literacy problem in the whole Filipino?
Okay.
This one. You mentioned that 73% of Filipino students score below the minimum reading level in the 2022 PISA assessment. How do you make sure that the AI technology in oral tests really helps students improve their reading and understanding skill, and it can help improve student reading level based on PISA standard? Okay. Thanks.
So to answer the first question, the reason for choosing the Camarines National High School is that because it's my current school, where I'm teaching. So, with regards to the level of literacy, or if I'm going to count, we do have actual data on how many non-readers we have in our school. So, it is actually reported by every schools in the Philippines, the number of non-readers, the level of the reading also of each student, because it's part of their report. But for that reason, it's mainly because it's my local school. So that's it. And we do have different programs also in our school. We have non-readers basically for the basic education curriculum. We also have advanced or expert readers to those learners enrolled in special program, like special program in science, technology, engineering, sports, arts, foreign language, and journalism. So they are far beyond the reading level of those students enrolled in basic education curriculum. Then for the second question, you asked about if it can solve that issue with the PISA, right? So for me, or for this project, I aim to assess first how effective it will be inside our school. So I want to have the baseline first, then after the baseline, the implementation or integration of the platform in the curriculum, the English curriculum or the Filipino curriculum. Then after that, we will see or we can identify how the platform actually help the students if they can really understand the text or the materials they're uploading in the platform by conducting actual traditional test setup, paper and pen test. So through this way, we can somewhat point if the students are really, if the platform is really helping the students learn, and how effective the platform with regards to the ease of use, the perception of the students in using the platform, and the other features I've integrated in my platform, the Aura. Thank you.
Engineer Galvez, very interesting presentation, and I hope
Yes.
this will see the light of day. But I'm interested about this because you're in Philippine high school, so it's a high school, but the reading problems and the literacy problem is really like very prevalent at K-3. So in your plan to pilot and then eventually implement this, are you looking at possibly making it also applicable for say K-3, the early grades? And in so far as what you already done research side, have you spoken with some reading teachers in the Philippines as to what exactly is the problem?
So for the plan of integrating this platform for the K-3 specifically, I do have a plan, but for now I just want to help first my school because that's the reality. Some students are able to graduate the K-10, the K-10 part, those grade 7 to grade 10, without being able to actually read and understand text. So it's very evident in our school. I don't know about the schools in other Southeast Asia, but that's the reality. Yes. So we do have a number of that in our school through our guidance and registrar. So I can easily integrate the platform to K-3, but I need to adjust the level of, we need to consider the user interface, the experience also for the K-3, because it's far different for those learners in grade 7 to grade 10.
I'm asking that because a while ago you're talking about your classroom, which is at 45:1, right,
Yes.
the class size. But that is still good. If you will look at the other schools in the Philippines, which are at 60 to 80 to a teacher, right? So I think this personalized learning and virtual assistant will be very useful.
Yes.
But I'm thinking, hopefully it can also be at the early. Why do we have to wait for them to be non-readers at grade 7?
Yes, yes.
Can you foresee all the difficulties you may have?
Yes, for the difficulties, I have a lot in mind actually, because one, the actual problem in the digital landscape of the Philippines is the available of the actual digital material devices. So the lack of this laptops, computers, and even phones in isolated areas. So the problem now is that my platform works with AI that is in cloud. It is very internet dependent. So to solve this approach, I think of a way that maximizes the potential of offline AI models created using by the OLAMA, if you're familiar with it, and together with the retrieval and augmented generation approach, because in the traditional AI, it just uses the large language model or the LLM, which uses the existing material in that as knowledge base. So what we need to do is to create a way using the RAG that updates its information with the trusted sources. So that's the first issue for the offline mode and the online mode. The second is that many teachers are really that hesitant in using the new technologies. So to solve this issue, we need to provide capacity building for teachers itself. So it must not be one-day training or two-day trainings that the usual setup in the Philippines are creating. So it must be in series of training to test if the teachers or the implementers really understand the platform itself and how can they maximize the different features of the application and the platform. The third problem now is we do not have or currently have the framework, the regional framework for artificial intelligence in education. But now, there is news from our senior Inatech that they are crafting the regional framework for artificial intelligence education together with other countries, with Vietnam, Malaysia, and other Southeast Asian countries. So that's the first problem, because I think I will run out of time. Thank you very much.